Hey guys, SmileyFaceX with another game review of my game versus Coach Lebred Musque, which I believe he has another name on the forums. I'll try to find that before the end of the game. Yeah, so we're both 1-0, and yeah, this is how the game went. Oh, I should show you the lineups first. So I've got one spare player. No level ups yet, so I've got 4 blitzers, 1 thrower, 1 catcher. He has his 2 storm vermin, 3 gutters, 1 with wrestle, 1 with block, and he's playing with 4 linemen this game. We both had the same team value, so there's no inducements. Cool. So I'm choosing to spread out my line of scrimmage to force him to commit to the line. I feel like if I don't do this and clump him up, leaving a Skaven player with gutter runners and enough players to do a good sideline cage, as in like blitz this guy and set it up around there, is just a bit too strong. I never really get in front of that, so I want to spread him out across the line and just try to close him in on the corners. Yeah, so the game plan's not too dissimilar to last game, where I just want to close him in and make him make as many blocks as he can versus mob lodgers and dodge players, and hopefully he doesn't roll powers. With 4 loners, I'm thinking this is going to work pretty good, but we'll have to see how it goes. He's a very formidable coach, so it should be fun. The main disadvantage I have is that gutter runners just outrun all my pieces very easily. So, although I should be able to handle his linemen and vermin in the bash game, I should be able to get out in front because I've got more bashing skills. These guys can run away and do sideline cages and stuff that I won't be able to keep up with. So, takes the both down, decides to roll the armor. Nothing wrong with that, it was his last move of the game. So he's got 2 players out here on the wing already, so I'm scared of, like I said, the sideline cage. So I believe I'm just going to set up on this guy, put my blodger there as like a sideline threat. This does give him the opportunity to blitz off one of these guys, but that's like full movement with his gutters to get over there, and I can shift my defense over there. So I'm mainly worried about the right hand flank, so I'm setting up a screen here. And this is going to be my blitz with my blitzer. Didn't get the block, that's fine. And I think I put him on the corner, yeah, because it's difficult for him to get an assist on this player without taking out one of these other pieces, which again is just more die rolling for me. And his gutters only have the reach of about where my players are at the moment, so it's not too bad to get all hands on at the moment. Decided to do a cage in the middle, which I'm quite happy to see. Like I said, my goal was to box him into a little sphere in the middle of the field and just bash down his dudes. He's got 3 which are strength 2, so I'm just trying to force them to make blocks, or at least get in positions where he has to use those pieces to do the assist, and hopefully he fails on a few of the blocks. Gets a 1 die. That's alright, it's his last action, and that's pretty much a 2+ for him, so I was thinking about blitzing off this piece on the edge, but I don't think that really does a whole lot. Gives me a bit more sideline pressure, but if he wants to come this way, he'd have to make a block on my blodger, plus a regular block on this guy, or like a blitz on one, block on the other. Got the knockdown. I decided to follow just because it might eat up a few more dudes attacking him, especially because she has blodge. Just trying to make things as difficult as I can. A nice KO there's good. It evens up the field to 10 apiece because I have 1 knocked out. My main weakness here is coming off to one of the sides. So I've got 2 people in reserve on the right flank, so that's pretty strong. I'd say the left is probably weaker. Now this is where it's a bit interesting, because I really haven't left him with many opportunities. I thought initially he was going to back up into his own area and just give up the blocks or try to dodge out and re-establish later on, because I've got so many good positions on both flanks and in the middle. And he decides to open with the 1 die. Pretty much a 2+, but if that's a skull, oh, like the game's almost done. Or not the game, but like this drive would be done for him. But he gets it, which I'm a little bit peeved about, especially because it was a down, and it lets him get a few more blocks. He makes the block on my blodger with his loner, which almost annoys me more, but that's part of Blood Bowl. So he makes another dodge, 3+ dodge, into a pow on another blodger. If that didn't work, I'd get the die there and I'd get a 2 die on his ball carrier easy. But so this is a turn that it really started frustrating me a little bit, just because he had the opening with the 1 die into the 3 die blitz out of there. He didn't even need to make the 1 die before he made the blitz play, and I feel like that was a little bit sloppy, but he's left himself in a good situation at the end of it. But yeah, that was just a missed opportunity. The die just weren't quite there for me. But I do have a lot of good blocks on my hand. I've pretty much sealed up the left flank, and now it's time to make sure this right flank isn't so vulnerable. So we're going to blitz off the top of it, and we only get a push. Bit annoying, but we can do it. This is where I'm looking at my position, and even after that blitz, there's still not much going for me on the right flank. Like, that's definitely the big weakness. I've got to take the blocks where they are, because he's AV7. One of the ways into this is getting the injuries and getting players off the pitch. Only gets a push there, which is again annoying. It just gives me more pieces to work with. I can't really set up a decent screen here, so I'm just going to put this one a little bit deeper and heavily over to the right, because I'm pretty sure this will be his blitz. And I was correct in that estimate. I believe it's a few going for it to get in position to set up a cage out here. And he does the going for it early before the ball, so again, risky. If any of these go wrong, I should be able to get a pretty good strip attempt. Dodging with ball carrier, he has dodge, so that's pretty consistent, nothing wrong with that. A little bit risky, but nothing wrong with it. Another going for it, which prevents me from doing a 2 die. And yeah, another dodge which sets up the screen for my supporting players to prevent them getting there. So this is definitely one of the turns where everything that he wanted worked for him, and he even decides to re-roll the wrestle guy. So he's given me a couple of blocks on the right edge. Right now, I'm pretty much, there's no way I can let him, there's no way I can stop him from scoring right now. So the main plan right now is to get enough pieces over here and cause enough pressure that he has to score early, and then try to score back on him with as many turns as he gives me, which I'm hoping he's going to be 4. So we're just going to try to mark up, because if he ever fails a dodge, like if he tries to stall out and get greedy and make dodges, failing one of these dodges, 1 in 36, might be my way back into this drive. So I'm marking up here. I'm pretty sure the blitz on the wrestler is going to be my blitz. Putting that guy down on the left flank here means hopefully I'm ruling off the left side of the field for him. The gutter runners have a fuckload of movement, so we've got a nice setup here. 3 guys there. Occupying those 2 dudes should be double blocks there. get the Stormburn power, hopefully for an armor break. Doesn't happen. I decided not to follow there because a follow would have easily led to a... if he moves that guy there, it's a 2-die into a 2-die surf, and he can move this guy out to shield off his ball and stall again. So I decided to stay and not put somebody on the ball. He decides to stall out another turn. Probably my fault for letting these two loners unmarked. Maybe one player on them could have prevented that, so that's one mistake by myself. But there's still opportunities to get this guy and then flank through here, but with that movement there, that pretty much seals it. So again, the dodge is working out for him. So the game plan still doesn't change. Just try to pressure him as hard as I can so that he can't stall out any longer. So he gets his dodge, and he finally fails a dodge. Okay. So like I said, just pressure the ball. All my guys look a bit stupid at the moment in their positions, but it's only because his movement just makes him look that way. I feel like I've had a pretty good drive. The opportunities were there. Like I said, that one play that I was pausing a bit, where he made the 1-die into the 3+ dodge blitzing play, and do a few dodges down the sideline. That was the big one, but it is what it is. So I'm not too phased about this drive. I feel like I've played well, and that's all you can do. Let the die do the rest of the work. So try to get an injury, don't get it. I'm going to stay so that I can get as far over this way as I can. Going to mark up the gutter runner because why not? It's just another opportunity that he can fail at. So looks like he's just going to do 2 dies with his Storm Vermin and then score. Once I start seeing him, once I saw him move his gutter runner over here, I was like, okay. So I've got 3 turns to score once the kickoff happens. It's raining, of course. -1 modifier to catch, intercept, pickup. Being agility 3, that's a lot worse for me than it is for him, because his gutter runners still pick up on a 3+, whereas mine's now a 4+, which will probably require a reroll. Okay, so that's the first touchdown for him. Done well, played very solid, got that shield off, and then even managed to stall out 1 extra turn once he made it past my defenders, which was really good for him. So I have to make the decision here whether I mark up and make all these blocks on the line of scrimmage or whether I protect the ball. I'm thinking he's a pretty good player from what I've seen. I think he'll make it very hard for me to score on 3 turns, so I'm going to take the blocks over the ball security, just because I feel like it's a better opportunity for me to win the game if I knock out his players, because I really don't. I think scoring this drive is a bit of a long shot, so I'm going to try to take the blocks over the ball security. Kick happens, an extra reroll, doesn't matter. Haven't really had to use them. I've done everything that I want to do, but I haven't really rolled any die either. I haven't had to do GFIs or anything. So first block, no injury roll. Yeah. So I'll put dudes on the flank, try to get like a little kind of half-assed cage going, and I'll try to put at least 1 player up on the right flank as well, just as like a long shot to score. And I'm pretty much expecting his guys to come through the line at some stage. I get the 1 in 36. Bit annoying, I decided to push off instead of push to the side for an extra block, just because I'm a bit scared of it happening again. But then I'm like, no, that's dumb, you should definitely take the things, that's why we set up that way. And I got the 1 in 36 again, with the knockout to boot. So this is super bad because I didn't even manage to use my reroll on the pickup. 6 mobility means pickup. I can only get back to like this white line without any GFIs. If I was there with the ball coming into the next drive, I could easily go left or right with a throw and feel pretty comfortable with my position. Without the ball, however, these gutter runners can do amazing things. And now I'm just super petrified it's going to be a 2-0 half. So he's marking up the top just in case his play on the ball doesn't work. Very calculated. You can tell he's a good player. He marks up the one guy that can pick up the ball, or chick I should say. He's got one there ready to receive it, fails at going for it. Finally, something doesn't work. Re-rolls it, gets it again. I'm like, well, it happens. The next guy comes through, gets his dodge, gets his next dodge, and no worries. Last player comes in as a bit of a screening play, so I can't really help my guy at all. So I'm looking at, this is a tough choice, but I'm looking at my options here. So the first thing I need to do is figure out what I'm going to do with my loose players. So the catcher, mark up the loner character with my blitzer so I get a 2-die, because that chick's not making it back here to do anything. She can mark up the gutter runner here, but the odds of that doing anything to affect this player, nil. So she's going to mark up. One of these players is going to mark up this character as well. And then one will come out this way as like a bit of a screening character. So my play is to make the safe 2-dies with blitz, blitz with the blitzer here into a 2-die here, and then that can be my outlet for the pass. Because I've counted the squares and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One going for it makes it a short pass. So that's a 50%. But I get a free reroll because I have pass into a 50% catch. So the dodge is pretty safe because I've dodged. The pickup and the catch are the two aspects of the play that I'm worried about. And it's still not the safest play. There's definitely going to be gaps in the screen. I put my guy on the bottom of the Stormburn. If I put him on the top, it'd be a little bit better, but because now I've left this laneway in the middle. But that's if the play goes through in its completion. So everything's to plan so far. Get the dodge, get the pickup, and we're like, okay, this might be salvageable. Here's the going for it. We get that, and the pass goes astray. So it's in a pretty garbage spot as well. Counting the squares, he can easily pick it up and hand it off to his other gutter runner for a touchdown. So yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a 2-0 half, which is pretty hard to claw out of. I feel like I've played pretty solid though, getting 2 1 in 36s on the line. That's the thing that really hurt me. Like, I didn't guarantee that it wasn't never a guarantee that I was going to score that drive, but I'd quite easily hold on to the ball, I feel like. And now I'm just scrambling hard. So he's marked my one player that's capable of scoring. So we're definitely a big outsider. Gets the pickup, no worries. And gets the catch, 6s on both, so all good. Gets the touchdown. Not much we can do about that. We'll just hope for more line scrimmage injuries to make the second half a little bit less of an issue. So, just putting his dudes way at the back. The usual, just before half-time play. I've got one guy on 5 SPP, so I'm going to try to get that person to pick up the ball and make the throw, just to see if we can get a level up out of this game at least. Good kick. The weather goes nice. That makes it easier for the pick up and throw catch play. It's one going for it to get to the ball, so catcher in place first, make the blocks, and then go for the SPP. Block, push, don't follow, because if I followed the next one, if it's a push again, I won't get to block it. Which it was a push, so that was good that I stayed. Get the power. One more block to make. Get it. And no removals. Oh, worth noting, 2 of my guys stayed knocked out. He's one guy that was knocked out, got back up, so we're down a player. Oh, sorry, no, we're not. We're equal because he has 1 injury. But now they get up, so we've got 1 spare, and he's down 1 player. So I'm like, okay, well, we should be able to at least get 1 touchdown, and we got to do it quickly. Otherwise, this game's going to just be a loss. I'm always going to play for the win, because otherwise you're just being killed. So I'm going to keep my dudes back a little bit more now. I got burnt once for not protecting the ball carrier, so we're going to keep 1 back and be a little bit more measured with our approach. We get the stun, and it's insane. Everyone but his 2 gutter runners and storm vermin go down, and 2 of my 5 on the line of scrimmage go down. So this is a pretty good start to the half, because I should be able to set up a pretty good screen to do it. And I get the touchback, which is even better. Normally you'd put it on the thrower, but my blitzer is the hardest to take out, and she's already on 3 SPP, so we're going for the level up. So I decided to try to set up the screen on the left hand side, and just get as far down the pitch as I can, because my stun players are going to wake up first. So I should be able to get in vicinity of this location, and get all my stun guys to mark their players that are about to get up, and then go through the score, because he's only going to be using the 3 people. So we get a little shield going. I've got 1 player out in the dry a little bit, but that's alright. We only get a push on the gutter, which sucks, but alright. Makes his dodge, and then the blitz. Blitz play works. And he dodges it. So I believe I'm just counting the squares, and I can get behind him without too much issue. So I'm going to stand up my dudes, make sure they're in good spots before I start making any blocks in that. My blitz is going to be the storm vermin. I'm leaving myself a little bit open to the top left, but if he does that play, it's probably only going to be a 1 die or a red die, and I should be able to surf that character afterwards. So if he wants to do that, go for it. And we're going to just put blodgers in the annoying spots, so just marking up everything that we can. This blodger we decided to put into all 4, so that if he wants to use any of these characters, he's going to have to blitz this one instead of blitzing anything near the ball. We get a power, excellent. Put him in a position where if he stands up, I can get a surf. It should be a pretty easy touchdown. Makes the blitz on my guy, so he's pretty much resigning himself to the touchdown, which I'm happy about, because that gives me 8 turns to potentially regather the ball off his players, and just hope things work out. So the game plan hasn't worked too good. He's been rolling pretty good on his blocks, and he's making all the dodges that he's attempted, so that just makes life hard. A few of these dodges, if they were to fail, leave me massive opportunities to come back into the game. But I feel like he's still making the best plays that he can make. Not taking anything away from, not trying to blame the dice. Obviously, if that's your best play, that's your best play. So we're just going to score. We're not going to risk the 1 in 9 into a 1 in 9 because I'm a bit of a fiend for it, and I think I'll need my rerolls to complete the next, hopefully the next touchdown, because I'm thinking I'm gonna have to make a couple of 1-die blocks on his ball carrier or something like that to be able to, or some risky dodges or something to be able to complete this. So we get another reroll again, 4 for 5 turns. Doesn't matter too much, I don't think I'll need them that much. Amazons are pretty good at using their rerolls, because you just have so many natural skills that normally is what you'd use your rerolls on. So the kickoff's pretty average, doesn't favour one person or the other really. Gets easy pickup and goes into a little cage in the middle of the field. Pretty standard stuff. Again, the same plan as the start of the first half. We're just going to try to submerge him in on the sides. He's playing with 10 players, I'm playing with my 11. Yeah, that makes one of the liner scrimmage blocks. The armour holds up. Blitz without block. Gets the power. Moves this character in, so I'm thinking we just box up 2 on each of the ends and make a blitz on this lone player and put somebody on the gutter runner. Get the power next to my player that's already there, so it doesn't give him any options to run. And that's a pretty good start of the right flank swing. I do feel like he has the mobility to set up a sideline screen here somewhere. One player, one player, one player. So I'm mainly concerned that I left myself a little bit light on the right flank. So I believe with my safety player I'm going to try to remedy that. So this makes it hard to make the blocks on the right flank, pretty much seals that up. And like I said, I'm worried about the right flank setup, so I'm going to keep one person back a bit to clean that up if that was to be the case. See the blitz on the left flank, and I'm trying to figure out what he sees that I'm missing. The both down does stop the gap if there was a gap. So now he's making blocks in the middle. I'm like, okay, this is what we want. We want him rolling die against my dodge characters. And he decides to go left with the ball. Now, I don't really see anything too much to worry about on that left flank. Like I said, I got this sealed up. This guy can just swing across and close all that up. And he fails to dodge with the loner. So we don't have a play on the ball just yet, but we're getting really close. So I'm going to make a lot of blocks, hopefully get some nice armor breaks. I'm not sure where my blitz is yet though. So the safety comes across, the rightmost comes across for the assist. Make the one with block first, rightfully so, because I would have had to re-roll that otherwise. Mark up the down player, thinking about blitzing this loner. Mark up the gutter runner. Make the power there. Marking up the gutter runner, this is interesting. I feel like it's a good talking point because this is pretty easy to surf, but if he does surf it, it'd have to require his other gutter runner and maybe a dodge or a blitz with the ball carrier. And so although it's a risk to put him there to get surfed, I feel like it's a greater risk for him to actually do that play, and it'll give me, it's kind of baiting him into giving me a way back into the game. So we keep playing, we make our 2 dies. Reroll that one just because we got the 4, so we may as well. And then we still haven't used our blitz, and I'm like, well, this guy's not really going to do anything, he's double marked up, so we may as well go for 1 on the other gutter runner. And see how it goes. So I decided to do the 2 going for it instead of the 1 dodge with the dodge skill, which is an error. The dodge is a high percent just. So I should have done the dodge into the 1 going for it rather than the 2 going for it. And then that would have been that would have been a success into a defender stubbles and a power. So I would have actually knocked that player down had I done the right play. But instead, I got myself sent off the pitch. So, mistake from me there. Makes his dodge. Again, like, this is what I'm saying. If he makes these 1 in 36, like, that's just a free shot on the ball. So, keep making difficult decisions. Hopefully the die will back me up. Makes his block with loner. Gets the thing, gets the loner. So this is exactly what we're talking about. We got exactly what we wanted. And we got an injury out of it. Excellent. SPP for the throw is always nice. Puts her in MVP range to level up. Okay. So I don't want to go too crazy. I still want to do this calculated. So I want to try to blitz the gutter runner into my catcher. That way if I don't get the power, I'll get a second shot at the blocks. First step is freeing up a player to blitz with. Get a KO again. Sweet. So we're starting to get numbers. I'm starting to feel like we're fucking in with a chance here. We do the blitz. Only get the push. So like planned. So we got 4 strength on that gutter runner at the moment. So one more over there will make it a 3 die. And I'm 100% going to use my reroll on trying to knock this cunt down. So the bottommost character, use up all the movement and we get over there. So we make the block, don't get it, a little bit pissed, then we get it. And now it's all about the scatter. Anywhere next to my players is good. And his other gutter runner picks it up. So that as soon as I see that, I'm immediately like, okay, well this game's pretty much done. That's going to be pretty hard. He's just going to run away from me the whole game. If he had to at least make a pickup roll, I'd feel a little bit better, because that would eat up some movement. It's another die roll. Catching it, it's pretty much the worst case scenario for me, because I've already used my blitz. I don't really have free characters to get there. The only one I can do is if I make the 1 die on the loner, I could get on the back here, which would be pretty good. Decide to seal up the right flank instead, because if that doesn't work and he hands it off to this gutter runner and he runs down the field, it could be a 3-1. So instead of putting a dude on the ball, we're going to do that instead, and we're going to try to seal up the middle. We'll make our only 1 die of the game, and it fails, so that's pretty fun. So again, because I'm feeling better that I've made this play, except what I'm seeing now is just wait for him to get this thing off the screen. Alright, so my biggest thing I'm most scared about now is a 1 die on the line woman here in the middle, and the gutter runner just running straight down the field. So that 1 die pretty much caused this effect to happen. So I'm pretty pissed that the one time I took a 1 die it didn't work. It gets them both down, which is actually pretty good because it seals up the position. It's almost better than a push, to be honest. Get the stun, that doesn't matter, and he decides to start backing up with the ball. So he's conceding that he's not going to get another touchdown. He's just going to stop me from drawing the game, which is fair enough. I don't think there's many touchdown opportunities once that block failed. So he makes all his dodges again. And there's not much I can do. I've got 2 turns to score, so I've got to put people in position to score, which is on this black line that goes through the logo for 6 movement. So stand my dudes up, but he's not really getting anywhere, so we may as well use him as the assist. There's no good blitz. We're just going to mark up his gutter again. If I get this 1 in 36, that might occur to him once this game. I'm still in with a shot. Like, I've given myself the outs. If the die don't look after me, then they don't look after me, but I've done what I can do. So we're just going to make the blocks here. Any more injuries or armor breaks is good, just less people to help out. So we'll do it going for it to get on his loner. Again, it's the loner character, hopefully he fails something. And we're going to mark this guy up, because running off this way into a pass play could be interesting. So we get a 1 in 36 into a 1 in 9, and I get a guy KO'd. So the die aren't really looking after me too well, but like I said, as long as you're playing properly, there's no need to be angry about it. He's blocking himself in the corner. A failed dodge here would give me good outs. He fails one, but gets the next. So this is almost impossible to get now. If I do make the down, the ball's probably going to scatter out of bounds. So I need to make sure that my guys stay in neutral positions to pick up that ball afterwards. He makes his one die on the, the character that was going to make the block. Pretty infuriating. So no one can actually reach the ball carrier unless this guy fails something. So I think holding that guy where he was would have been the better play. So now I've got one chance to do a 5+ dodge into a 1 die on his ball carrier. The chance is there. Gonna make the 2 die first. Hopefully. Sorry, I'm gonna make this a 3 die because I know I'm not going to use these players. The passer is going to be the one picking up the ball, hopefully, and offloading it to one of the to the catcher. That's going to be my scoring threat. So we make the 3 die, and we don't get it. That's going to be alright. Let's see how we go. And we failed the dodge. So that's pretty much the game. A 2-1 victory for Lebred Musque, who is Tom Sniz on the forums and such. Played a very solid game, and he even got his little token throw at the end. Very well done. Yeah, so all in all, I feel like I played pretty solid. There was a few mistakes I took. However, I believe they were calculated risks, and it just didn't quite work out for me. I put him in tough positions, but he made the tough plays and got the results. So I'm not too worried about this game. He's definitely the biggest threat in the league. He's got the most mobile team. Everyone else is Chaos, Nurgle, Bretonians, people I can keep up with. So pretty good game overall. And yeah, thanks a ton for watching. Bye.